Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. We are not alone. You are not alone. Isn't it amazing how, with all the things we have these days, so many people are lonely? We're surrounded by TVs, radios, CD players, computers, gadgets, and noise. Yet many people are lonely. Isn't it sad how lonely people sit in front of computer screens searching for friends on the internet? Or run ads in the newspaper looking for companionship? The summer sermon series on the Apostles' Creed continues this morning with the communion of saints. And what this phrase means is, you are not alone. What lonely people are looking for, and what we're all looking for, is summed up in the word communion. Communion means fellowship, relationship. What we are looking for is relationship. Relationship on a deep level. What will satisfy the hunger and the loneliness of our inner being are relationships that are deeper than I'll scratch your back if you'll scratch mine. Deeper than I'll buy at your store if you shop at mine. Deeper than manipulating people so as to get something from them. Deeper than gimme, gimme. Deeper than I want. Deeper even than I need. What we are looking for are relationships built on agape. Agape is the Greek word used in the New Testament to describe the kind of relationship where one gives without any thought of it being reciprocated. Where one gives without any thought of receiving anything in return. Where one is loved without reservations, without conditions, without restrictions. The kind of relationship one finds in a good marriage, where each spouse puts the other first. Yesterday, Ellie and I celebrated our 39th wedding anniversary. What she has had to put up with, right? Is that what you said? Yeah, God for her. I can't believe how the time has flown, 39 years. It was just yesterday that we met in college. Where we first met has been the subject of debate over all these years. Whether it was in the student union or in the social science reading room. And we've argued about this so many times, I can't remember which side I'm on anymore. But it doesn't make any difference. It doesn't matter. What I do remember is how beautiful she was. And is. She was her hometown's beauty queen and represented her hometown at the St. Paul Winter Carnival, riding on a float in the big parade. She was and is also fun. She has a wonderful smile and laugh. We were reprimanded and almost kicked out of the college library for giggling. She is a hard worker, including gardening and home maintenance. Someone called one day wanting to speak with me. He said, "Is Doug handy?" She said, "Not very." She is a crusader. A crusader. When she senses injustice or there's a job to be accomplished, watch out, just get out of the way. She is completely unselfish. What I wanted to do with my life and where I wanted to live was her first priority. And when I said to her that I'd been invited to come to California, she said, her immediate reply was, "When do we leave?" She is truly a partner in ministry. because we do it together. For 39 years, through the 39 years, my love for her has deepened, and our relationship is still growing. Everybody needs and looks for relationships so we won't feel alone. So we'll feel surrounded and embraced and supported. Such relationships begin with God. The heart of Christianity, the essence of our Christian faith, is a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Believing in God is more than a head trip, more than an intellectual understanding of the Apostles' Creed, more than familiarity with the Bible. It's important to understand the Apostles' Creed. It's important to develop your theology so you can explain things. It's important to understand the Bible and to let the Bible speak to you. But a personal relationship with Jesus Christ, communion with Christ, fellowship with Christ is what will satisfy the hunger and the deep need of loneliness. Even though Jesus is not with us in flesh, he is with us in spirit, which we call the Holy Spirit. And being a Christian is not what you know, it's who you know. And who you know is Jesus. You are never alone with Jesus as your friend. He walks with you and talks with you, and when you're quiet, you'll hear him answer. You can carry on conversations with him, and when you're quiet, you'll hear him answer. Jesus answers in a multitude of ways. A gentle voice inside your head, a comment from a friend, a meteor shower, or events that some people call coincidences. He answers. What lonely people really need is a relationship with Jesus Christ and relationships with other people. That relationships that are long-lasting, that transcend distance, absence, and even death. Even death. Communion of saints means relationships with people here on earth and with those who have died. Saints in the Bible means Christians. The Roman Catholic Church has set up criteria by which they canonize people as saints with a capital S. But saint in the Bible means believer, follower of Christ, one who is in relationship with Jesus. Can you name to yourself some saints? Go ahead and name some saints. And this morning I challenge you to broaden your perspective, to broaden your relationships, to broaden your image of yourself, to include the cloud of witnesses. You are not alone. You are surrounded and supported by a great cloud of witnesses. And they with you are focused on Jesus, looking to Jesus, the pioneer of our faith, says Hebrews 12:2. When we celebrate Holy Communion, there's a sentence which reads, I don't know if you've really caught the significance, but one of the sentences says, with your people on earth and all the company of heaven, we praise your name. With all the company of heaven, we praise God. How can you feel alone when you're surrounded by this great company of heaven? How can you feel alone? There are angels, archangels, saints, and your loved ones all around you, surrounding you, supporting you. An old tradition claims that whenever you think of a person who has died, That means that he or she is praying for you at that time. A beautiful tradition. You can experience communion with saints through prayer. Early Christians prayed simple prayers for the dead, and this practice has died out primarily because of abuse and superstition. But our Christian faith teaches that the Holy Spirit is not restricted by time or space or death. You can pray for someone in Dallas. You can pray for someone in heaven. When we pray for one another when we're separated by distance, when they go on trips, we pray for them and we feel a bond, we feel communion, we feel fellowship. It is not impossible for you to feel a bond with those who have gone on, communion with them. The Holy Spirit can go anywhere. So feel free to pray for your loved ones. Feel free to pray, Lord, let them know I love them. And give them your peace. I believe they are praying for you. The book of Revelation pictures the saints, the departed, surrounding the throne of God, praising, singing, glorying in God's presence, and praying. And I believe you and I are included in those prayers. Now, not the word is communion and not communication. I don't think it's necessary or appropriate to seek communication with the dead, with the tables moving and wraps on the walls and all that stuff. Communion with the saints means communion through prayer, not communication. Communion through a sense of their presence, the cloud of witnesses. However, sometimes there are experiences when the saints initiate beautiful communication with us. I talked to Kelly Pruitt just last week. Her mother died just a few months ago, and Kelly had a vision of her mother standing at Kelly's bedside and telling her to read the Bible and to go to church. When we lived in Manteca, a friend told us about her nephew. Her nephew was 4 years old when his mother was injured in a car accident. The family rushed to the hospital. They took turns sitting with a little boy out on the patio. They'd take turns go in and talk to the doctors or stand by her bedside in the intensive care unit. And when word came that she was dying, they all rushed inside the hospital, inadvertently leaving the little boy all alone in the garden. After she died, as they made their way back to the patio, they're talking among themselves, how are they going to tell this little boy, 4 years old, how are they going to tell him his mother died? But when they reached him, he ran to them with a big smile on his face, and he said, my mama was here. She told me she was going away for a long time, and she told me how much she loved me. One of the classic stories in parapsychology literature is about a man who was suddenly killed. He left a wife and son who thought they were destitute. One day the woman was checking into the hotel with her young son, and the clerk said, notice the boy was doodling on a piece of paper. The clerk said, why, he's writing shorthand. But the clerk couldn't read it because it was an older type of shorthand, so they took the pad to someone who could decipher it. And what the little boy had written was, go to such and such bank and find my safe deposit box. She did, and there were stocks and bonds. Communion of saints. Both of these stories suggest that children are more in tune with the spirit world. I believe children are more sensitive and intuitive than adults. As we grow older, we become rigid and closed. So open your mind, open your eyes, expand your prayers. because you're not alone. You're surrounded by a great cloud of witnesses who are praying for you and encouraging you. What I'm trying to say has been said much better by Charles Wesley some 200 years ago. We sang it. Listen to me read what he wrote. Come, let's join our friends above who have obtained the prize, and on the eagle wings of love to joy's celestial rise. Let saints on earth unite to sing with those to glory gone, for all the servants of our King in earth and heaven are one. One family we dwell in him, one church above, beneath, though now divided by the stream, the narrow stream of death. One army of the living God, to his command we bow. Part of his host have crossed the flood, and part are crossing now. I believe in the communion of saints.